Hey guys. How spiritualists and witches use the full moon to spiritually attack their victims, using the full moon for spiritual advantage, and they capitalize on that. You see, most spiritualists and witches they use celestial powers, the power of the sun, the power of um, the moon. They use these celestial powers, in as much as some of them they end up praying to these things. Now, during the full moon or the lunar cycle, there is a lot of openings in the spiritual realm. This is actually a perfection day in the kingdom of darkness, the full moon cycle. It is actually the day, a perfection day to them. And why do they use and how do they use the full moon to attack you as a person or as an individual? You see, whenever witches attack you and they fail, spiritually they get wounded. They have a wound. And not only do they have a wound, but they also have a demotion in power. And some of them, in order to recover, and in order to recover from the wound or to recover from the demotion, they will even need to offer some sacrifices. Now, offering sacrifices, they will offer sacrifices in order to regain their place. But it may still not be possible for them to attack you. But during the full moon where the moon is bright and actually seen apart from the earth, where it is fully bright, this is where they take advantage to summon the celestial powers. Now, how do they do that? During the full moon, it is a day where they use it for perfection. It is a day where the spiritual powers are heightened. And not only are the spiritual powers heightened, but their victims become more recessive of any spiritual projection. So the reason why most people would be happy about the full moon, if ever you find someone who is happy about the full moon, just know that you are dealing with a spiritualist or you are dealing with a witch. Why? Because they are going to take advantage of the full moon when the moon is now fully blown and bright. This is where now in the spiritual realm, according to them in the celestial powers, now this is where there is a heightened of the spirituality. There are even things that they believe one must not do and one must do on that day. If you are someone who ends up participating in the rituals that comes along with the full moon, you may end up being a victim of some witches that are trying to attack you. So this is why they use a full moon. They use it to recover. They use it to take advantage because that is a day where the power is perfected. So in other words, if this person was lacking or if that person was not powerful enough, they will use the full moon to capitalize, to heighten the powers that is already at work in them. So the brighter the moon, that means the more the power. So when it's a full moon, that means now there is a full capacity to utilize the celestial powers that is in them. So that is why to them it is a perfection day. So these seasons, they matter the most to witches, in as much as some months matters and in as much as some hours matters. Like for example 3 a.m. It is also one of the hours that powers of darkness can be heightened. So in the full moon, this is where they utilize the power to perfect what they had already started. And here's the thing, most of them, if they had been constantly trying to attack you but they could not, but they've been failing, on that day where is the full moon, this is when now they heighten the attack and they've got a chance of making it. So when you are a Christian, or if you are somebody that believes you may be a victim of witchcraft, especially on the full moon, where you know that during that lunar cycle you might be getting some attacks, some unexplained attacks, you might find that you're the victims of these witches. What you are supposed to do is that on that day, you pray for a covering of God. You pray for the protection of God, and you plead the protection of God through the power of Jesus, through the power of the Holy Spirit upon your life. That God will mark you and set you apart, that all those things that happened on that day, they will not touch you and they will not be your portion. This is what they use the full moon for. May God bless you. Shalom.